Hi guys, this is my video diary. This is basically going to discuss the polemic of pornography and will elucidate the two opposite camps. There are two sides to the issue of pornography. The anti-pornographers versus the sex-positive feminists. Anti-pornographers focus on the harm present by pornographers which cause sexual abuse and harassment among women. The anti-pornographers include Catherine McKinnon and Angela Dorkin. They believe all feminists should think that sex is rape and or forced sex. Pornography is the feminist view. In the feminist view, is a system of forced sex, a practice of sexual politics, an institution of gender inequality. It institutionalizes the sexuality of male supremacy, which fuses the domestic and submission with the social construction of male and females. And that was from Alexander Bennett from Theory to Practice, Catherine McKinnon, page 216, paragraph 3. This quote basically means that porn enforces stereotypes of gender roles in society, and women do not have control in a situation while the men dominate. They are just seen as a whole to be penetrated. They are seen as a sexual object, and McKinnon and the anti-pornographers believe that that is probably not enjoyed. McKinnon describes sex in three ways: violence, explicit sex, stripping of humanity, and the degradation of women, and productive is another one. Pornography can create and rely upon the culture of male domination constitutive of sexuality, and consequently as the power to invest women to fulfill any role the man chooses to create during the sexual situation. Bennett, Alexandra, from Theory to Practice, Catherine McKinnon, page 217, paragraph 6. This quote basically states that women have no power, and they're basically told to perform a certain way, so the men can be seen as being dominant. They be seen as, the women will act a certain way just to fulfill men's wants and desires when it comes to sex. Women shouldn't be able to enjoy that, and it could be considered forced sex. They say they can't say no to these situations, and they don't really have a voice in the situation, so it seems to be that it enforces sexual assault or violence among women. Pornography is performance, not connotative. It does not involve any exchange or expression of ideas, but rather a distinct action. Sexual subordination of women. Porn has to be done to women in order for it to be made. And that's Alexander Bennett from Theory to Practice, page 218, paragraph 2. And women basically don't get any pleasure. They're just told to perform a certain way so that they can be seen like that on camera, and they cannot enjoy themselves, and they're just seen as objects and are forced to perform these sexual acts. Those three quotes I stated above are interesting to the aspect of feminism, basically because McKinnon says that women are infants and they cannot fend for themselves, and they cannot think and decide their own actions. She thinks that if you were to perform in porn, it's a last resort, and it's a sign of desperation, and it is considered degrading. She doesn't believe that women should make that choice at all. She basically just doesn't really give them a voice. She just basically tries to control what they do and not be free to do what they want to do. She thinks that the mindset of women will never change, and that's why she treats them as infants. There are three elements to McKinnon's theory, and what porn is: constructs sexual and gender reality. What it does is shape female subjectivity and objectification, which enforces sexual assault among women, and porn affects our society because our society is seen as ill and sick-minded. She wants women to have power over their sexuality, which is why she wants porn to be censored and ultimately banned for people to see. Now, the other side of the spectrum, sex-positive. Sex-positive feminists basically emphasize the dangers on the censorship of porn and the potential benefits of porn for females and feminism. Therefore, the sex-positive feminists do not see porn or sex in a negative light. They see it more of a positive life and what doors it can open for women and the benefits possible for women. The major women who are in the sex-positive feminists are Angela McRobbie and Lisa Dorkin. Lisa Dorkin, according to her, in fantasy we are in control and we can flirt with the forbidden, the humiliating, and the dangerous, and test for boundaries of our feeling in ways that might terrify us in real life. That's Arnold or Ron Berger et al. Ideological contours of the contemporary pornography debate, divisions and allies, page 33, paragraph 5. This quote says that women should be able to be open to sexual experience and in order to find sexual identity and to find themselves. This basically supports the idea of feminism because it gives women a voice and lets them feel liberated in whatever they choose to do and whatever makes them happy and what makes them feel confident and good about themselves. The emancipation theory is that women can find their own agency and find their identity and gain some power through pornography situations to make them feel more comfortable with their own sexuality. Take this quote, for example. It would be a mistake to abandon the idea of pornography and pornographic fantasy as if there's no value to women. Pornography represents a vehicle for women's sexual liberation and power, and that was from the same source that I listed the other quote from above, and that was from page 33, paragraph 5. Major goals for the sex-positive feminists we're trying to achieve were that porn has several purposes. Women can gain power and they can enjoy sex for what it is and who it's with. Diversity of sexual practices is healthy for women, and they shouldn't be ashamed of being in control of their own body, and they should be able to dominate and have power through sexual experiences. That information above was taken from Candice Bassi-Torres' book on becoming and consumption. Pornography can be an opportunity where women can feel liberated and pleasure if women are consenting adults and want to be involved with the acts of pornography. But if it's forced sex, also rape, the woman is a victim in this type of situation. That goes against completely the sex-positive feminist theory. After taking these two opposite camps into consideration, the anti-pornographers' theory is basically to control women's actions in order to protect her from getting hurt because they are thought of sexualized and stereotyped or just a whole be penetrated and just seen as a sexual object. I'm more in favor of the sex-positive feminist theory, I think, because it connects more to feminism. It shows that women can participate in activities that make them feel liberated, make them feel confident in their own body, even if it is part of porn. People have the choice to watch it or not to watch it, to participate or not to participate. It is really their own decision and their own choice if they want to be a part of something like pornography. For example, Annie Sprinkle, what we learned about last class, she did live shows, she was a sexual performer, she was an artist, she was an educator on the world of sex and porn. She basically had sex for money after she gave massages to her male clients. She considered herself a whore, and she was proud of it. She was happy that she was considered a hooker because it made her feel liberated. She found passion in her work. She just found her own identity, her own sexual identity in herself. And she definitely gave a different light to porn because of the way she portrayed her art and the way she did her performances. She basically demonstrated the importance of the truth of the female body, and which made women feel more comfortable in their own bodies. And she also had a very good agency, and if this kept being performed over and over again, compared to Butler, maybe society would be more open to women having agencies and being a part of porn, and maybe eventually that will change and maybe it won't. But she's definitely a good example that shows that she was okay with her sexuality and she was okay with participating in sexual acts and porn. Thank you for watching. This is my video, Diary 3.